3 days before our honeymoon to Bali, my husband Karen chose his boss's approval over our marriage. He thought I'd just accept it like always, but while he was playing corporate puppet, I was booking myself a one-way ticket to freedom, and the revenge he never saw coming. If you've ever felt betrayed by someone you trusted completely, this story will hit different. Make sure to like this video and subscribe, because trust me, you won't want to miss how this ends. You know that feeling when you think you've got life figured out, when everything seems to be falling into place, like some perfect puzzle that was me 6 months ago. My name is Brielle, and I genuinely believed I was living in my own fairy tale. I was 28, working as a marketing coordinator for a tech startup, and madly in love with a man who I thought would move mountains for me. His name was Karen, and he had this way of making me feel like I was the center of his universe. We'd been together for 3 years, and our wedding had been everything I'd ever dreamed of: intimate, beautiful, and filled with promises that felt unbreakable. But the real magic was supposed to happen after the wedding. We'd planned this incredible honeymoon to Bali, and I'm not talking about some last-minute booking. This was 6 months of meticulous planning, researching the perfect beachfront resort, upgrading to first-class tickets, and creating an itinerary that would make travel bloggers jealous. I'd spent countless evenings sprawled across our living room floor with brochures and my laptop, mapping out every sunset dinner and temple visit. Kieran would come home from his job at this prestigious financial firm and find me surrounded by all these papers, and he'd just smile and say, "My wife, the dreamer." The way he said it made my heart skip every single time. Everything started changing about 2 months after our wedding, when Karen's company brought in this new regional director. Her name was Cassandra Blackwell. And from the moment she walked through those office doors, she might as well have cast a spell on my husband. Suddenly, the man who used to text me good morning every day and never missed our Thursday dinner dates became this stranger who lived on his phone. He'd come home talking about quarterly projections and team restructuring with this energy I'd never seen before. At first I thought it was sweet, how passionate he was getting about work. I mean, ambition is attractive, right? But then the late nights started, then the weekend calls, then the cancelled plans. I'd wait for him at restaurants, staring at my phone, making excuses to servers who'd seen this scene play out at their tables 100 times before when I'd bring it up. Kieran would get this defensive look in his eyes and say things like, "Cassandra expects excellence from her team," or "This is just temporary, babe. Once I prove myself to her, everything will settle down." The way he said her name, like it carried some kind of weight, should have been my first real warning. The night he missed our anniversary dinner was when the fairy tale started cracking. I sat alone at the restaurant where we'd had our first date, wearing the dress I'd bought specifically for the occasion, watching other couples celebrate their love, while mine was apparently in some conference room, impressing his boss when he finally came home at 11:30. He found me still in that dress, and the look of genuine surprise on his face told me everything I needed to know. He'd completely forgotten. For the first time in 3 years, I went to bed angry and woke up wondering if I really knew the man sleeping next to me 3 days before. We were supposed to be sipping coconut water on a beach in Bali, and Karen walks through our front door with that look. You know the one. When someone's about to deliver news that's going to shatter your world, but they're trying to figure out how to make it sound reasonable. Our suitcases were literally sitting by the door, boarding passes printed and tucked into my purse. And I'd spent the entire day getting last-minute pedicures and buying those tiny travel bottles of shampoo. "Babe, we need to talk," he said, loosening his tie like he was preparing for battle. My stomach dropped immediately, because those words have never, in the history of relationships, led to anything good. He sat me down on our couch, the same couch where we'd planned this entire trip, and told me that Cassandra had organized a mandatory team-building retreat in the Swiss Alps. Same exact dates as our honeymoon. Same exact dates we'd been planning for 6 months. I couldn't speak, literally could not form words. I just stared at him, waiting for the punchline. Waiting for him to say he'd told her it was impossible, that he was already committed to his wife. Instead, he started talking about career opportunities and how this could be his big break, and how successful women like Cassandra would understand that sometimes you have to make sacrifices. The word sacrifice